In complex emergency situations, every second counts. First responders often face environments too dangerous for people to enter. The presence of hazardous materials, collapsed or unstable structures, or unsecure buildings. To meet these challenges and improve efficiency, unmanned ground vehicles, UGVs, are a vital tool. At the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Region 2 laboratory in Edison, New Jersey, 7 emergency responders gathered to assess 3 UGVs as part of the System Assessment and Validation for Emergency Responders, or SAVER program. SAVER is managed by the National Urban Security Technology Laboratory, or NUSTL, part of the Department of Homeland Security's Science and Technology Directorate. The SAVER program provides responders across the country with unbiased evaluations of equipment in real-world conditions, helping agencies make informed decisions before they buy. During this assessment, 3 platforms were put to the test: the Teledyne FLIR PackBot 525, Boston Dynamics Spot, and Ghost Robotics Vision 60. After training and becoming familiar with each system, the responders evaluated the UGVs during 3 different mission-driven scenarios designed to assess capability, usability, and deployability criteria in realistic operational environments. The operational scenarios simulated a victim identification and assessment, a hazmat incident, and a building collapse. During the victim identification and assessment scenario, evaluators deployed the UGVs in a multi-story building to locate and assess the condition of a mock victim. Evaluators maneuvered UGVs up and down stairs, over obstacles, and through confined spaces. This scenario allowed the evaluators to assess the communication systems in a complex indoor environment, the ability to open a closed door with the manipulator arm, autonomous functionalities of the UGVs, and the quality of two-way communications between the operator and an individual in need. The hazmat incident scenario simulated the use of a UGV to acquire real-time data with CBRN sensors to identify a potentially hazardous chemical that was spilled. Through scenario activities, evaluators assessed their effectiveness in identifying and reporting hazardous conditions. They used the camera systems to navigate the UGVs through varying lighting conditions and read and assess hazmat labels. They also positioned the UGVs close enough to the spill to trigger the sensor and receive data on the controller. Additionally, evaluators assessed the capabilities of the UGV's manipulator arm by picking up and moving objects of various sizes and positioning. During the building collapse scenario, evaluators performed reconnaissance and search and rescue tasks with the UGV. They navigated the UGVs over debris and rubble, transmitted video and sensor data to the control unit at great distances, picked up a 10-pound object, and located mock victims. The UGVs were assessed for their ability to maneuver through tight spaces, traverse varied terrain, and provide situational awareness in areas inaccessible to human rescuers. The subject matter expert evaluators assessed each UGV against a total of 20 evaluation criteria within 3 SAVER categories: capability, usability, and deployability. Arm reach, arm strength, autonomous functionality, command and control communication, latency, maneuverability, and operational range were deemed as the most important criteria. The results reflect performance across all evaluated scenarios, giving responders a clear view of how each platform performed in the field. The Teledyne FLIR PackBot 525 received the overall score of 4.0 and the highest scores in each category, with a 4.0 for capability and 3.9 for both usability and deployability. The evaluators consistently found the PackBot's manipulator arm to be an effective tool during operations, highlighted by the arm's superior articulation in completing tasks with precision. Although some noted that the arm may be difficult to use in confined spaces due to its size, evaluators rated the PackBot's PTZ camera very highly, with most indicating that the camera's visual acuity exceeded their expectations. They noted that the camera's zoom, automatic gain adjustment in different lighting conditions, and image clarity were excellent. Some suggested that the camera system could be improved with a wider field of view and a rear-facing camera. Autonomous functionality received the lowest criterion score for this platform at 2.9. Many evaluators considered the program's set of poses to be very helpful, but some did not consider poses to be true autonomous functionality.
Spot 525 is new to me. I haven't used it before. It's super intuitive to use. What I was most impressed with was the picture quality of the camera system they have on it. They were all HD cameras. Maneuverability was fantastic. You know, it's a track-driven, kind of a skid steer style robot, so it'll do a zero turn, all things of that nature. So I had no issues with that. Operating speed was pretty good. It was very easy to adjust from low to high. It did have a little bit of forward kind of lean to it when we had the arm out, especially the one that had all hazmat sensors on it. It was more than intuitive enough to even in a very short time period be able to use it pretty efficiently.
Boston Dynamics Spot received an overall score of 3.7 and scored a 3.7 for capability, 3.6 for usability, and 3.8 for deployability. Spot scored the highest in maneuverability, with evaluators noting its impressive ability to climb stairs, change speed rapidly, and agility on various surface types. The evaluators also scored Spot's camera field of view and controller highly, generally agreeing that the system's controls were intuitive and easy to learn. On the other hand, Spot received the lowest scores for the battery and two-way audible communications feature. Although easy to swap out, all evaluators reported challenges with the battery life during operations, noting it did not consistently meet the stated runtime of 90 minutes. Observations of the communications with mock victims were mixed, but many evaluators had issues with the system, citing the inability to receive comms back and issues with speaker volume and clarity.
The UI on the controller is pretty intuitive. It's basically an Xbox controller. Anyone that's played video games, pretty quick to pick up on. It goes right upstairs, right down. Obstacles, pretty good for the most part. I struggled a little bit with doors today. It has its own automatic door opening system that I wasn't able to get to work. It's really fast and it flies up and down stairs. Really good for getting a strong reconnaissance on an area.
Ghost Robotics Vision 60 received an overall score of 3.0, with category scores of 3.0 and 3.5 for capability and deployability, respectively. Generally, evaluators had issues with the system's usability during the assessment, resulting in a category score of 2.4. The Vision 60 received favorable scores for RF interoperability and two-way audible communications, with positive opinions on volume and clarity on both ends. Some issues included latency in video and controls when manipulating objects during operations, and a user interface that some evaluators reported required more steps than necessary to complete certain tasks. While some evaluators appreciated the gripper controls, most found the Vision 60's manipulator arm challenging to use, citing awkward joint movements, limited reach, and difficulty carrying a 10-pound bag.
Multifaceted on its joint operation. It has to find itself and balance itself a lot more. And as I'm maneuvering that arm, you will feel the chassis of the robot will move with the arm. It'll sway a little bit, which is critical when I'm trying to do finite movements with something. It's coming along, but it's a little clumsy compared to the other quadruped robot.
To learn more about the capability, usability, and deployability of these products, access the full report on the Saver website. For responders, these evaluations provide more than numbers. They deliver knowledge. Knowledge that helps agencies select the right tools to extend their reach, keep them safe, and enhance mission success. NUSTL thanks the assessment evaluators for their valuable time and expertise. Specifically, Los Angeles Police Department, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police, New Jersey National Guard's Civil Support Team, New York City Fire Department, the Seattle Fire Department, and the U.S. Border Patrol. Their insights and recommendations will assist responder agencies in making procurement decisions. Great appreciation is also extended to the EPA Region 2 Laboratory, which was integral to event execution.